Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Welcome, listeners, to the Triple Threat Podcast. This will be episode 4 as you join us as we tackle football of the last couple weeks. So the first thing we wanted to cover is just, what kind of a Super Bowl was that, Miggy?
It felt really one-sided. But me and you both mentioned it when the conference final was there between the Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. Whoever was getting out of that game into the Super Bowl was beating the Patriots.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that game was close. It was tight. But that Super Bowl, man, I mean, 3 points for the Seahawks in the first quarter, 6 points for the Hawks in the second quarter, another 3 in the third quarter. We went into the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl 12-0.
Yep.
With 4 field goals. I mean, I'm a big defensive guy, and props to the Seahawks defense. I mean, that was Legion of Boom 2.0, but what kind of a Super Bowl is that when you just don't have anything going on, man?
I feel like maybe the Seahawks wanted to make sure they were getting points on the board, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it be field goals or touchdowns, I just feel like they had to get points on the board and keep them coming. So the fact that, yes, it's field goals and it should be when you get in the red zone, you're trying your best to get touchdowns. Because if we're thinking about this way, then 4 field goals by the third, right? That could have changed into it being 28-0 if they were all touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a really dominant performance from the Hawks. Walker did stellar.
Ugh. He walked all over that New England defense.
So a lot of rumors were talking about Patriots just having the easier schedule this year, and the Super Bowl kind of proved it.
Yeah, no, I think you're right when you said that the conference finals game between the Hawks and the Rams, that was, in many people's eyes, the true Super Bowl. And it showed. It showed. I mean, I remember both you and I sitting on the couch, kind of, those are our two teams, so of course we had our little competition going on, but we both knew it going in that whoever won that game would be Super Bowl champions. And it showed. It showed. The Seahawks were on another level compared to the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots offense just couldn't get going. Honestly, it still surprises me that they even managed a touchdown there in the fourth quarter. Just absolute dominance. As far as an entertainment wise, it's a great game if you're a defensive guy, but most casual fans are looking for the points. They're looking for the big plays, and that game just didn't have them.
If you were a casual fan and wanted points, watch the fourth quarter. That's what I would tell you. Because the first 3 quarters, like you said, was 12-0 for the Hawks. Now, the game finished 29-13, which means the fourth quarter was 17-13 for the Hawks. Now, if the Patriots played like that and put points up and matched the Hawks the whole time, if the game was that close, the other 3 quarters would have been a fantastic Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? You got defensive plays on both sides. Both teams got picks. Actually, I do not know if Sam Darnold had a pick.
No, I think Sam Darnold, his completion percentage was not great. I think it was either around or below 50%, but he went the entire game without throwing a single interception. He wasn't efficient, but he was clean.
Yeah.
He got them in scoring distance, and props to the Hawks kicker, field goal kicker. He was in going into that fourth quarter, he was on pace to get MVP, which still feels weird to say, but everybody on that team did their job.
Yeah. But like I said earlier, Walker, man, he found all the lanes. He was hard to stop. Just a real bulldozer at that point.
I mean, if I can practice the kind of patience that he showed on the line of scrimmage, if I can practice that kind of patience in my regular life, I'm set. I mean, he stared that defense straight in the eye and did not blink. So.
And kudos for the Seahawks, too, to not quit the running games, because there's a couple of times where me and you were messaging each other during the Super Bowl, because I was at my buddy's, and I think you watched it with your parents.
Yeah.
And we were just like, last couple of plays, the running game hasn't. Do you think they're going to stop and not call any more running plays? And they just kept with it, and every so often you just see Walker going for 20, 30, I think he even got a 40-yard run, too.
Yeah, he had a few really big ones in there. I mean, well-deserved MVP. A good Super Bowl altogether. Not the most entertaining, but it was a good game. It was tightly contested for the fourth quarter, at least. Now, for these two teams, their schedules next year are going to look kind of interesting because the Seahawks had a very good regular season schedule in I wouldn't say difficult schedule, but, they had their games against the Rams and the 49ers that were tightly contested.
The Seahawks themselves, and it goes for the Cardinals, the Rams, San Francisco 49ers, and the Seahawks. That division is such a tight division that whatever schedule they get, due to facing those three teams, it's going to be a little tougher. Mm-hmm. Now, if the NFL makes the schedule and it's like, oh, well, you're hitting the Panthers, the Jets, the bottom feeder, then they get an easier schedule. Mm-hmm. But I've always found that division always has at least a mid schedule to a tougher schedule.
It's a very strong division. So
you look, like I said earlier, the Patriots, they had a pretty easygoing schedule. Like a lot of under 500% winning teams were on that schedule.
Yeah.
And next year, they're projected to only have 9.5. So basically 9 wins.
Yeah. So I'm not sure we'll see the Patriots in the Super Bowl again. At least not next year. Maybe for a couple years to come. But you never know. It is the Patriots. They seem to always find a way. But as long as Seattle can sort of keep their core together, and we'll get more into that later. If they can keep their core together, I think they have a decent season ahead of them. Now, quickly, before we start talking about what we expect for the offseason and some players to watch and whatnot, Miggy, can you just list off the award winners for this past year?
Yeah, I can. So I'm only gonna cover the big awards because I know there's many awards after these, but I like to just focus on these ones. It shows the players play on the field. All respect to athletes who had awards that deal with outside the field and contributions to their hometown or their home sport association. But I'm just going to focus on the ones that focus on what they did on the field. So as MVP, I was really happy about this one because, I'm a big Rams guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Tell him.
Matthew Stafford won the MVP.
Big
A lot of people thought Drake May was going to get it, and I do not think this is a snub. Now, color me favoritism or whatever, but Matthew Stafford also put up a way better performance in the conference final than Drake May did in the Super Bowl. So, that's just my whatever. Coach of the year was Mike Rabel. He's the Patriots coach. These awards were before the Super Bowl. My dad, when he found this out, he sent me a message after the Super Bowl and said, "Oh, you get crowned Coach of the Year and then can't coach in the Super Bowl." So it's kind of funny. I'm not a guy who usually takes shots like that, but
I mean, I think it's safe to say that New England got exposed.
Wait, cut that. Did I say my dad?
Yes.
Oh, my dad did not say that.
Okay. So what will?
And for Coach of the Year, it was Mike Rabel, which was the head coach of the New England Patriots. Now again, They had an easier season, yeah, but they had to get the wins, right?
Oh, yeah.
I just find it a little funny, though, and I was telling this to my dad or my brother, that you get the award before the Super Bowl, and then you can't really coach in the Super Bowl, because the Patriots look kind of all everywhere in the Super Bowl, man. And then you had the comeback player of the year, CMC, McCaffrey. He's a juggernaut, but he's always injured, so...
I mean, props to him for fighting back, but injury risk and injury problems are
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets another 1 or 2 in his years. Offensive player of the year. You want to take this one?
My Seahawks savior, JSN.
He had a stellar year. Helped the Seahawks offensively greatly, and it showed as well in the Super Bowl. He was there to make some key plays, key catches, even key blocks.
Oh, yeah.
Defensive player of the year, sack record breaker, Myles Garrett. The guy is a tank.
Absolute unit of a man. And I don't see how anybody couldn't be terrified of him.
Oh, his arms are bigger than my neck.
And you got a pretty big neck there, Miggy.
A big fat one.
Anyways, back on track. Now we got the 2 rookies. So for Offensive Rookie of the Year, we have McMillan from the Panthers. He did pretty good. I did not watch a lot of plays from him, but did see a couple of his highlights. He's pretty good on catches. His route runnings are pretty decent. Does he still have a lot to learn? Yes, he's a rookie.
Oh, yeah.
It's his first year. He'll get there.
It's a step in the right direction.
Is he a future superstar? It'll remain to see, and then how he develops in the next 2 to 3 years. Defensive rookie, we got Schwarzenegger from the Browns. Now, I was actually just making a joke to Jay about this. The Browns is not a top tier team.
No.
Like, they're middle to the bottom. So for him to get this award on a more bottom tier team,
on the defensive end, no less.
Exactly. That means that he was there to make the plays. So he's one of the upsides in the Browns.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if they use this as leverage to build a defensive core around him. Because like we just said, if you're a top defensive player at that age on a struggling team, you have all the potential in front of you.
Oh yeah. So that's all I got for awards now. But yeah. Now that we've talked about the awards, how about we talk about some key players that will actually hit the free agency market this upcoming off season. So of course, the one that kind of shocks you, Walker's hitting.
Yeah, I don't get it. I honestly don't get it.
Walker's walking.
Walker is walking. And I don't think it's his decision. I think it's the Seahawks who just are reluctant to re-sign him, which is really weird. Like, you don't do that to a Super Bowl MVP, right? He worked hard. He won you that, and he's a great player. So I'm looking to see the Seahawks actually re-sign him. I would be shocked if the rumor of him joining another team actually falls through.
Another team that allegedly is letting one of their big stars walk is the Dolphins with Tyreek Hill. They have reportedly stated that he is to walk into the free agency. Now with Hill, he is fast.
Yeah.
He is a physical receiver. He can get you those yards. He's struggled the last couple of years in Miami, but he has the talent.
Oh yeah, we all know it. He has the talent. You put him next to any quarterback, and that offense skyrockets.
Another name that you will know, Shaheed, is also hitting the free agency. I do not know if the Seahawks are in talks with him in negotiation of a contract, because they got him from the New Orleans this season, the Saints. And he did wonders on that kick return.
Yeah, he was a great special teams kick returner. He had his moments on offense as well. He had a few receptions, a couple runs, but I mean, a solid special teams kick returner is rare.
Yeah.
So to let him walk seems like a mistake.
Now, one that I didn't even know was on my Rams team, so I was kind of embarrassed. Jimmy Garoppolo is a QB. He used to play for the 49ers and be their starting, and he was doing pretty good. And he kind of fell off the map lately, so it's going to be interesting to see if Rams are going to let him walk. I think it'll depend if Stafford's retiring or not, but when he got his MVP, he said, I'm ready to do the same thing next year, insinuating that he's still good for another season.
Well, I mean, if you're good enough to get an MVP, you got something left in the tank. You gotta.
So, other names are Njoku, Kelsey, Gobert. Those are all tight ends. Again, Kelsey, don't know if he's retiring. There's been speculations he's going to retire. Then you have Bobby Wagner, the linebacker. He's pretty stellar. The fact he's in free agency is kind of a shock to me, but at the same time, it's not confirmed. He might be talking negotiations with his team. Von Miller is also on the ropes there. And you have Bryce Hall, another good running back that likes to just ram it through and get the points he needs. And from the Giants, this one could go both ways. Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are saying he might not be the answer. Other people are saying let the kid get his reps, get his talents, all that stuff. So that'll be a nice one to maybe see where we're at.
Yeah, that'll be one to keep an eye on. I mean, all of these players it's going to be worth keeping an eye on them in the next coming weeks. I mean, the offseason is fresh, so in terms of predictions and speculations, we'll keep an eye on those in the months leading up. But for now, we're going to quickly move on to the CFL. We are a Canadian-based podcast, so we are going to do our due diligence, and we are going to be covering the CFL as well. But for now, since it is the middle of the offseason and there haven't been any massive signings or transactions, we'll just give you guys our predictions for the coming year, and we'll leave it at that for today. So, Miguel, if you gonna start that off.
Yeah, so first of all, the Grey Cup's going to be in Calgary this year, which for me and you might be something that we can check into. And even Jay, I know you think football is hand egg, but we'll see if we can maybe...
It'll be the best hand egg he's ever seen.
Calgary is not that big of a drive from us. I'm a big Riders fan. J-Nan has picked his Elks. We won't tell you the reason why. And Chris is a BC Lions fan.
Go Lions!
Yeah. So we kind of sat down and try to predict our record for next year. So, Chris, you want to...
Yeah, I am... Some would call this overconfident, a bit arrogant, but I say go big or go home. I'm expecting a 14-win season from the Lions next year. They had a solid season last year, and I think they can build on it. They were close to the Grey Cup, looking at you, Miggy, for your Riders. But I think they build on it. I think they have an outstanding season this coming year, and if it comes back to bite me in the ass, then so be it.
I got a pretty down-to-earth one for my Riders. I think that the Riders will go 11-7. It's a respectable record, feasible record, if you might say. I haven't looked at the schedule yet. It might change, but for now, I'm going with an 11-7 record for the Riders, and we will be keeping track of these during the year. Jay has his Elks. He likes a little stellar split down the middle 9-9. I think he's a big Brooklyn fan. So, on paper right now stands that Chris's Lions will end at 14-4 at the end of the year. My Riders would end at 11-7, and Jay's Edmonton Elks would be at a even 9-9 record.
So, thank you guys for joining us as we tackled football today. We will see you on the next episode. The mic is turning off.